So let me know if this feels a little bit familiar. You set up the perfect skill and then you watch your AI agent completely ignore it when you feel like it was a really obvious call. It's kind of frustrating, right? So here's the thing about skills in AI development. They're genuinely useful. If you want to get your head around them, I covered them last week on the channel. Basically, you can pack a ton of information on any given topic into a skill and then let the AI use that as they need to. Yeah, but there's a catch. The agent has to know that the skill actually exists. And a lot of the times this guy can't find this. So in this video, we're going to look at some recent research from Vercel, which will improve your skills from being called only half the time up to 80% of the time, and in some cases, even all the time. So first of all, this is kind of a known and common problem with skills, rules, and context. Personally, I've been battling with this concept for probably a year and a half now, ever since they introduced cursor rules. So to really simplify it back to first principles in your head, a rule is pretty much the same as a skill, the same as a command, and all of these are the same as a prompt. And it's the idea that you have saved all these prompts and then they get injected or used by the model whenever it needs them. Now, a skill can have some extra resources and examples, things that go with it, but whatever marketing you wrap around them, they're still just prompts. With the skill, I can ask Cursor or Claude Code to just create that skill for me. And then this is basically what it looks like. It's got some front matter with a name and a description of when it's called. So in theory, with this particular skill, I've got Next.js set up on my project. And this is a set of best practices published by Vercel, which makes sure that the agent is adhering to the most recent methods and APIs. You have to remember, a lot of our models have a cutoff date and they don't know anything past that particular date. The model isn't going to use the best practice based off its own knowledge. It needs some extra help via a skill like this. So literally last week, Vercel went and released a set of agent skills and a great little installer so that you can install skills into Cursor and Claude Code. If you go to skills.sh, you'll find over 32,000 skills and you can see all the popular ones being listed there. So really powerful tool from Vercel. I guess the big problem we're all experiencing, including the team from Next, is that skills aren't always being called. Skills were only being called 50% of the time in instances where they were really useful. So a clever engineer at Vercel, Jude Gao, decided he wanted to get to the bottom of this. So what do we need to tweak to make sure that they get called when we want them? So his approach was to include more context in the agents.md file to let the agent know that the skill was there and to call it. Now, if you don't know what an agents.md file is, basically when you're in Claude Code, you type in /init. It will create this file called a claude.md, and it's a summary of your project. So every time you start a new conversation, the large language model knows and has context about the project and what are the best practices. You can have your agents.md file in the base of your repository or your folder, and tools like Cursor, Claude Code, Gemini will all pick up on them and recognize them. Now, the benefits of an agents.md file is that it's always in the context of the agent. So in that case, why don't we just put absolutely everything, including our skills, into the agents.md file? The problem is, the bigger that agents file gets, the more confused the agent becomes and the more likely that it's going to miss out on some of the vital instructions. From what I found, no matter how big the context window is for an agent, this factor hasn't really improved. So the first tip I'm going to show you got the skill calling up from 53% to just under 80%, and that's a considerable jump. So in this approach, you basically have your skill installed as usual, but in your agents.md file, which is always there, always persistent, you add in a line like this. Before writing any code, first explore the project structure, then invoke the Next.js doc skill for documentation. Now, the issue here is even small changes to the wording of these had different results. So that makes your prompt syntax really important. And we don't necessarily want to rely on that too much. If you're like me, you're using AI for everything, but there is a catch. The more I rely on it, the more I realize that I'm losing touch with the fundamentals of software development and AI itself. That's where today's sponsor, Brilliant, comes in. In just a few minutes a day, you can sharpen your understanding of the core concepts that make you a better AI user and developer. So Brilliant's CS and programming courses help bring strong foundations, and if you're a vibe coder, it gives you the knowledge to build with confidence. The best AI developers I know aren't just prompt engineers, they understand how software and LLMs work under the hood. I especially recommend Brilliant's Computer Studies course, which covers code structures and LLMs. Brilliant makes it actually engaging and achievable, and I'm kind of addicted to the learning dopamine. I highly recommend it. You can learn from Brilliant for a full 30 days for free. Just go to Brilliant on this address or scan the QR code or check out the link in the description down below. And that link will give you 20% off the annual premium subscription for Rob Shock's viewers. Keep that beautiful brain of yours ticking. Check it out. The next thing the team tried took the success rate from 79% up to 100%. So it's kind of a shotgun approach, but hey, it seems to work. So what they did is they bypassed skills completely and they injected all the Next.js documentation into the agents.md file. But I know what you're thinking. So isn't that just going to overload the agent context, the same problem we had in the first place? So basically they got around this by building an index into the agents.md file that was compressed, that then pointed to all the other docs that were needed. And essentially the compression just looked a little bit like this. This looks really complicated, but it's just a compressed index or link to all the relevant instructions you might need to work with Next.js. This, of course, doesn't work for human eyes, but for an agent, it's perfect. Now, if you want to check this out for yourself, you just have to run this command in any Next.js project. So I've got cursor open here and I'm just going to paste in that command, and I've got a Next.js project here that I've set up. So what this is going to do is, first of all, it's going to detect the version of Next.js that I'm using, and it's going to install the relevant docs for me. So you can see here it detected the right docs. You can choose what type of markdown file. We're going to go with agents.md in this case. That means that Claude and cursor will recognize it. Now, if I hit Command B here in cursor, I can open my sidebar, and then I'm going to open the agents.md file. So you can see here now all the relevant documents that are compressed. So what exactly is this all referencing? Well, you can see here that you've got all the .next docs here, and each one of those is broken down into further set of documents. So this is just kept within the folder as reference and documentation for our agent. So that's great if you're using Next.js, but how can we take advantage of this for ourselves and learn from what Vercel have done here? So what Vercel are suggesting is, first of all, whatever documentation is important to your project. Maybe you're using Python and Django, maybe it's Fast API, maybe it's Rust. You copy that important documentation into a structured folder here. Or you could use Claude Code or something like that to go and compress all the documentation into a folder structure like this, and then go generate a compressed index for those documentation that you can add into your agents.md file. So this is what I recommend that you try out. So if you've got primary framework information for Next.js, for Django, for Fast API, or for your particular custom code base, I'd put that as a reference index in your agents MD. If you've got secondary skills like front-end development, back-end development, or maybe a reference to auth or clerk or something like that, you could have those skills referenced in your agents.md file pointing to the secondary skills folders. Maybe about a 30% increase in a chance that they'll get picked up. And for everything else, just have it in your skills folder, either in your project folder or in your Claude or Cursor settings files. They do increase the chance that your skill will be called, but until agent tool calling is fully solved, we're still going to be dealing with these issues. Generally what I do, because I know what skills are available, I will prompt the agent to use a particular skill. It dramatically increases their chance of picking them up. You can set up things like hooks in Cursor and Claude Code so that when an agent has finished doing a particular work, it fires a particular skill off automatically, giving you a 100% chance of it being invoked. If you want to stay on top of building with AI, highly recommend checking out switchdimension.com. You can drop your email and get the weekly newsletter. I'd love to know in the comments how you guys are getting on with skills, if you're experiencing the same kind of issues, and if you have any hacks or tricks that increase the likelihood of skills being called. Great to just drop them in there, and then everybody else can learn too.